Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Nico again here, and in this video, we are going to make Cloud's Buster Sword from Final Fantasy VII Remake. Let's go! Alright guys, welcome back. Before we get started on this video, I want to talk to you guys about a 3D printing forum. If you have ever wondered about 3D printing, or if you've been 3D printing for a long time and you got some questions, if you have your makes and you want to post it, anything and everything 3D printing, please go check out the 3dprintingforum.com. Post your makes, post your questions. If you're wondering about 3D printing, go in there. If you have questions about your machine, go in there. That's the place to be for 3D printing. So, let's move on with the video. Alright, so Final Fantasy VII has been one of my favorite games growing up. I'm a 90s kid, if you guys haven't noticed yet. And Final Fantasy was one of the best games, I think, ever written. The story, the gameplay, the features, just the way it was written. And the Buster Sword, if I'm not mistaken, was one of those, like the first oversized sword in games, right? And it was just so gaudy, it was just so enormous. I fell in love with it, it was just so cool. And with the new remake coming out in March, I decided to make the Buster Sword. Basically, I wanted my childhood to come true. To just bring it to life, right? And so, we're going to go ahead and go to the slicer. I'm going to show you guys how I sliced it, how I put it on the machine, and then we're going to go through painting on the last shenanigans. And that's how we made this puppy. Yeah!
Alright, so here's how we are going to lay this down for the Buster Sword. This build volume area is for CR10S4, and as you can see, the handle isn't tall enough. So I'm actually going to put the handle on my Anycubic Chiron, and that should be big enough for the entire thing. The rest of these are going to be on my CR10. Now, the best way to print these is either having them upright this way. So you have the cavity for the keys facing the build plate, or you can have it on its side like that. I am going to print these in this way. No particular reason, I just want to, just because it is going that way vertically. And so, yeah, and as you guys can very well see, there is the 1/2-inch PVC pipe cavity going through the length of the blade, through the handle, and the guard as well, through the grip and the guard. So, we are going to put this on several different machines. I'm going to put this on 4, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, I'm going to print this at 0.2mm layer height and at 10% infill, because it's going to be very long and it's going to be very heavy if I put it at 20% infill. So 10, maybe even 5 would be sufficient, but I like 10. I want to make it still pretty strong. So that's what the slicing part of this is, and now we're going to put it all together.
Alright, so now that all the pieces are printed, as you guys can see, I already have a 1/2-inch PVC pipe through the handle and through the guard. It's not really much of a guard though, is it? It's just kind of like... Anyway, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start putting this together. The file is keyed, and there's holes in the model for it, so all you got to do is put it together and it'll attach. What I'm going to be using to put this together is JB Weld. You can get this at any home improvement store. I got this at Lowe's. And so I'm just gonna, it's a 2-part epoxy. You squeeze this together, you mix it up, and it cures in about an hour. So I'm just gonna slather it on the adjoining pieces, and then I'm gonna start putting it all together, and that's it, you guys. So let me do that, and I'll show you guys what it looks like. Alright, so I put it together, and I went ahead also and put some wood filler on it. It's gigantic. If you guys follow me on Instagram, I showed that it clocked in at about 5.5 feet. So anyway, I took some wood filler It's color changing, so you know when it's done and when it's dry. It's pink when natural and wood color when it's dry. I got this at Lowe's as well because it's the closest hardware store to me. It's about, I think like $5, something like that. It was super cheap. It wasn't too bad. And all I did was I filled in the gaps and the lines where, and the seams where the other pieces would attach. So through this, starting about at the top of this first material from the top, all the way through the tip of the blade, so about right here, is a section of PVC pipe to reinforce the blade. So you can actually hold it here, here, if it wasn't so damn heavy, and it'll stay. It reinforces it. It's pretty strong. So yeah, after you put the wood filler in, I'm using this 60 grit sanding sponge. I just went through it once and then I went over it again on the seams that didn't quite get smoothed out. And then after that, I'm gonna take a 120 and then a 320 sponge to smooth everything out to make it nice and pretty. After that, we're gonna paint it, and I'm gonna show you guys what that looks like after it's all done. All right, so now we started painting the Buster sword. You guys can see right here. All I'm using, whoop, that's don't drop, is this the Rust-Oleum soft flat iron. Got this one at Lowe's. I think it was like $5 or $6, and I laid on the primer, obviously, and I just sprayed this on. That's going to be for majority of the sword, including the guard, and then the blade is going to be a silver, and the handle is going to be a I think some sort of a brown. So I'll paint that, and I'll link and show everyone else what the rest of the paint is, and then we're going to be done with this thing. All right, so this is the silver that I used. It's metallic silver, and I painted the blade, just taped it out basically. There's a little bit of chipping from when I took off the tape, same right here. And because of the temperature outside, it's starting to warp, and so you're seeing some cracks between the individual pieces that were put together. Other than those, I like the colors. I like the color scheme. I'm pretty. It looks pretty accurate to me. For the brown, I used this Color Max satin leather brown for the handle. It came out really well. I like it. So I am going to paint, after this dries out, I'm going to paint it probably another coat or so. And I'm going to paint this, the rest of it also in the soft flat iron. And then this thing's going to be done. And that's it, you guys. That's how I built this thing. I'm probably going to reprint it again. You know what? No, I won't. Yes, I will. I'm going to probably remake it again. Just because I want to really get it perfect and get it displayed in my shop here. But this thing is, I like it, man. I like the way it turned out. It turned out really, really well, aside from the cracks and the seams and all that other stuff, which are, I believe, are minor issues that can be fixed with the proper materials. Other than that, the print came out great. The model's fantastic. I freaking love this thing. And like I said, everything that I use, the file is in the link down below. The materials that I use, the printer, the filament, everything that you're going to need if you want to make this is going to be in the links down below. And that's it, you guys. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up down below. Make sure you hit subscribe. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.